What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on AEW professional wrestling. It is Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. It is just me tonight. Cameron Johnson is going to be back next week here on the Big Fight Field channel. But I'm just going to be perfectly straight up honest with you guys. This might be the quickest AEW review that I ever do. Number one, this show was so bad. It felt so lifeless. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. This was horrible. A bad show. And I say it every week here on this channel. I love AEW. I still love AEW. I'm going to Dynasty in a couple months in Philadelphia, the pay-per-view. It's going to be awesome. AEW pay-per-views are the best. But the TV product is so bad. And the only the best comparison that I can make is this past Saturday's Collision. We had fun matches, great angles with Mariah May, Toni Storm, getting timeless Toni Storm back, and then the angle with Big Bill and Hobbs in their brawl. All of that was awesome. And then tonight was lifeless. It was boring. The booking was horrible by Tony Khan. The big difference, the Death Riders. The Death Riders literally killed the death. I don't even know what I'm saying, but you guys know what I mean. The Death Riders sucked the life out of this show. The show was awful tonight. This might be the worst AEW Dynamite show, like, in years. Years, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to be here for long. Let's just get right into it. If you haven't already, be sure to go ahead, check out my Saturday Night Main Event, Monday Night Raw review podcast. They're up here on the Big Fight Field channel. They'll be up in the last couple seconds of this video. All you gotta do is click on it, and it'll take you right to the video. So don't do that until you've watched the entirety of this one. So, okay, man. Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. It opened up the show. There was really two good things on this entire show tonight, and it was everything involving the Don Callis family, Ospreay and Omega, and it was Ricochet versus AR Fox. So Ospreay makes his entrance. Callis makes his entrance with Brian Cage and Lance Archer's out there. And Callis gets on the microphone. Don Callis, he gets on the microphone, and he points to the Titantron to show Will Ospreay something. And it was Kenny Omega getting attacked by Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. And then Brian Cage attacks Will Ospreay from behind. So they had a decent match. It was good. I'm not complaining about anything in this. They had a good match. Ospreay won with the Styles Clash. Brian Cage and Archer, they beat up Ospreay after the match. What I am confused about is they showed Omega on the Titantron laid out, and Ospreay was gassed from it. He didn't know what to think. And then moments later, after the match was over, you would have never known Omega was injured because he comes running out with a steel chair. But they do get beat up from the Don Callis family. Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher come out, and they have Will Ospreay try to protect Kenny Omega. It didn't work, though. They both got laid out by the Don Callis family. And yeah, they get laid out by the Don Callis family, and the Don Callis family stand tall on this show. So we go from that to Adam Page in the back, and he's walking through Swerve's locker room. He doesn't want to give any comments, and he bumps into MJF backstage. So 2 weeks in a row, they teased MJF feuding with Hangman Adam Page. So that's a good sign. That's a good step in the right direction. This was not a good step in the right direction, and I'm just gonna talk about. I'm just I'm gonna talk about it in the end. Okay. This was Jeff Jarrett. This was Jeff Jarrett versus Claudio, and the ending. This might have been the worst ending to an AEW show. Not a show, to a match in general in a long time. So they have Claudia going back and forth with 57-year-old Jeff Jarrett. And during the commercial break, Wheeler Yuta shows up. Okay? Wheeler Yuta shows up, and he's standing on the apron. And Jeff Jarrett punches Wheeler Yuta square in the face. Somehow, Wheeler Yuta falls in the ring. And when I say they made Bryce Remsburg, who was the referee of this match, look like the dumbest fucking ref of all time. They made him look like the dumbest fucking ref of all time. Like what a shit show this ending was. It was Jarrett and Claudio wrestling, but the ref was distracted from Wheeler Yuta laying inside the ring after he got punched. Moxley comes in while Jeff Jarrett attempts to stroke. Moxley hits the paradigm shift. Claudio hits not one, but two. What's his finisher? I don't even know. I can't even remember. But Claudio hits two of his finishers onto Jeff Jarrett, and Claudio wins. So I guess that there's a positive. Jeff Jarrett is not getting a world championship match right now, but it's so fucking predictable what's going to happen. Jeff Jarrett mentions Owen Hart every single week in his promos, how much Owen Hart meant to Jeff Jarrett, and it's so obvious that Jeff is you guys got to understand, Jeff Jarrett is going to get an AEW World Championship match very soon, this year. And it's going to do it. He's going to do it when he wins the Owen Hart Cup. That's going to be when he gets his title match. Is when he wins the Owen Hart Cup. He didn't win it tonight, but he's going to get a title match this year. God, I still can't think of Claudio's finisher. But this was so bad on so many levels. Number one, they made Bryce Remsburg. AEW makes their referees look so fucking stupid. I remember back in the day, a couple years ago, when Vince McMahon would make his referees look fucking stupid and make people like the corner manager look stupid. Tony Khan has now taken over. Bryce Remsburg looks like the dumbest fucking person in the world. And then number two, it took the entire Death Riders group, basically, and 2 finishers from Claudio. The neutralizer. That's what it is. It took 2 neutralizers to beat 57-year-old Jeff Jarrett. So in storyline, John Moxley and the Death Riders think Jeff Jarrett is their biggest threat. They're scared of Jeff Jarrett. It's the math thing because it's not to me. And then MJF comes out after the match and clocks Jeff Jarrett with the ring. Like, this was so bad on so many levels. I was distraught watching this match. At least Jeff Jarrett did not win, but it's like, who cares? Because he's going to get his world title match at some point this year. It's going to happen. So, I don't know, man. This was bottom of the barrel for AEW. So bad. And then after this match, my mood was terrible for the rest of the night. But luckily, after this, we had AR Fox versus Ricochet. It was the best thing on the entire show. Really good match. I think this match showed how underrated AR Fox is. And before last week, when he wrestled Swerve, the last time he had wrestled on Dynamite was what was it? November of 2023, before he wrestled Swerve last week. So we'll go over this match a little bit. Fox is held up onto the ropes, but he escapes and hits a stunner on Ricochet. And then after that, he hit a drop kick first. Then he hit the stunner. And then he picks Ricochet up and he gives him like a twisting suplex in midair. So that looked cool. Fox was going for an arm, or Ricochet, one of the two was going for an arm drag, but Ricochet reversed it and just slammed him on the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring. So that was cool. Later on, both guys' bodies collided with each other. And then this sequence from AR Fox was awesome. So right here, he throws Ricochet off the top rope, steps over him, gives him a cutter, hits a 450 splash, and Ricochet kicks out. That spot was awesome. Really awesome from AR Fox. Ricochet's going to get the win here, though, with the clothesline and then his finisher, which he calls the Vertigo. Ricochet wins. He attempts to take out AR Fox after the match, but then Swerve drags him out of the ring with a chain. He beats the crap out of him after the match. The stipulation was Swerve couldn't interfere in the match. So what does he do? He interferes after the match. And yes, we're getting Swerve versus Ricochet next week in Atlanta. And that's the match I'm really looking forward to. And I think Ricochet, the best thing he did was go heel. His heel run has been good so far. I think it's in their best interest next week for Ricochet to go over. And this is not involving Death Riders or Chris Jericho or Jeff Jarrett or anything. So I'm excited for this. This is going to be great. I don't think this is going to be their one and only match. I think Ricochet wins the first match, though. So I'll take Ricochet here over Swerve next week. We had Jay White and Wheeler Yuta. Match was fine. Just so sick and tired of the Death Riders. After Jay White won with the Blade Runner, he did another one on Wheeler Yuta. And then the rest of the group came out and they attacked him. And I'm like, oh, here comes Cope. 15 seconds later, Copeland's music hits. Him and FTR come out. FTR challenge the Death Riders to a Mid-South street fight on Collision, and they accept. So it's going to be Moxley and Wheeler Yuta against FTR in a street fight. I don't know what they're going to do for this Australia show between the Death Riders. At this point, I would do an 8-man tag on Dynamite, Moxley, Claudio, Yuta, and Pac against Copeland, FTR, and Jay White. I would get these trios titles off the Death Riders as soon as possible and put them on rated FTR in Australia. And I would do Copeland and Moxley for the World Championship at Revolution. That's how I would do this. So I don't know what's going to happen. They might fucking do Jay White versus Moxley, which, I mean, I don't think that's the best idea. That's way too fucking predictable. But we'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I don't care about any of this. This Death Rider stuff, it's so bad. And again, I said it earlier, you can compare Collision to tonight. They weren't even on the show on Saturday. And that was probably their best show so far this year. Collision on Saturday. And this show tonight was by far their worst. So the comparison's there. We had Mariah May come out, cut a promo. She said it doesn't matter what version of Toni Storm comes to Australia. She's going to humiliate her in her hometown. We get the rundown for Collision on Saturday, as if anybody's going to watch Collision over the Royal Rumble. I mean, come on. Moxley and Yuta versus FTR in a Mid-South Street fight. Jericho and Brian Keith against the Outrunners. Samoa Joe and Hook against Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne. And a 3-way match for the TNT Championship. Lee Moriarty, Kyle O'Reilly, and Daniel Garcia. The main event, Yuka Sakazaki versus Mercedes Moné. I'm very happy this match main evented. This was Mercedes Moné's first main event on Dynamite. I'm happy for Yuka. She's good when they use her. And I'm happy this was the main event. The match was fine. I just could not care. I couldn't care because there's no chance Yuka was going to win this match. So, and that's what happened. Mercedes won. The match was fine. Nothing happened after, and they went off the air. So, golly, this was possibly one of my shortest AEW reviews in a very long time. And one of the worst AEW shows in a very long time. This show tonight, awful. Awful. I'm getting out of here. I'll be back tomorrow for Royal Rumble predictions here on the channel. We got Royal Rumble predictions, we got SmackDown, and we have the Royal Rumble review podcast on Saturday night. Subscribe to the channel. Check out recent videos as well. I'll have that up in the last 20 seconds. Hit the like button if you like Jarrett from me. Comment down below your thoughts on Dynamite. Hit the like button if I haven't said that already. Follow me on Twitter, Colin_Joseph, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Have a good night. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. And I'm out. Peace.